Hello boys and girls. Today I've got some yummy looking stuff here with us to help us learn a little bit about fractions. This is our first online maths lesson, which I'm really excited about. You can also have a go at stuff like this at home with some things that you might find in your pantry or your fridge. But if you do, make sure that you've got someone older to help you with it, so mum or dad or whoever's an adult at home. I've got a banana here with me. I've got an orange, which I got from my garden. I've got an apple, and I've got some little tomatoes, some little baby tomatoes. So when we eat, I'm going to set these aside actually, so that they're out of the way. When we eat an orange, we don't usually eat the skin. So an easy way to eat it is to actually cut it in half, okay? Let's see if my knife is sharp enough. So we can cut it in half, like that. And that means that we've got part of the orange. So when it's together, it's a whole orange, like that. And then when we cut it in half, we've got two parts of our orange. The same thing goes with a banana. Now I know that sometimes for breakfast I put banana on top of my Weet-Bix or my oats, but I don't usually use the whole banana, so I can actually chop it in half, peel one side and then pop it on my breakfast. But now we've got two parts of our banana, so when it was together we've got a whole, and then when we cut it in half we've got two parts. I might even make a fruit salad out of the food that I've got here. It's making me very hungry. All nice and healthy as well. And I've got my little tomatoes. Now I probably won't put these in my fruit salad. Some people like to eat them on their own, not me. But when I put it in a salad, I cut these in half as well. There we go, and they look really cool on the inside. Perhaps you've seen that before if you've helped mum and dad in the kitchen. You can see all the seeds on the inside of it. But again, when these are together, it's a whole, and when we cut it into two parts, we've got our parts here in half. I'll sit them there. And this is something that I discovered really interesting the other day. I didn't know that the inside of an apple looked like this. Normally, I cut an apple along that way, but I was having a bit of an experiment and I actually cut it down the middle the other way, hang on. And on the inside, it's actually got a star. How pretty is that? So maybe next time you eat an apple at home, you could get mum and dad or whoever's at home to help you cut it this way so that you can see the pretty star on the inside. Very cool. Beautiful. So what you can do, boys and girls, maybe tomorrow morning, you can practice cutting things into their parts or in half. And you can, if you have toast for breakfast, maybe you could get mum or dad or whoever's at home to help you cut your toast in half. You could go diagonally or straight through the middle, depending on if you like to eat yours as little rectangles or as triangles, that's up to you. Or if you normally have fruit for breakfast, you could get whoever's at home to help you cut up some fruit into their halves or in their parts. Just something a bit hands-on that you can have a go at. For this second part of the lesson, we're going to have a look at some pictures of wholes and parts and try and match them up. I'll pause the video here and I'll get myself set up for the next bit. Maybe eat some of this food and then I'll see you in a second. Oh, I'm back. Gosh, that apple was delicious. In your learning pack, you would have received a sheet that looks like this. That one there. And then some sheets that have got lots of pictures on them. So there's that one, there's that one, and there is that one. If you would like, if you haven't already, pause the video here, maybe grab some scissors, get maybe mum or dad or one of your siblings to help you, and cut out the pictures so that we can sort them, and then you can actually use them without my video to play a game, but I'll explain that a bit later. So once you've cut those out, you can sit your whole, say whole, and your part, say part, signs at the top, and we're going to work together, and I'll get you to do some of them on your own. We'll work together to sort them out. So I've got all of my pictures spread just here in front of me, and I'm just going to pick them up at random and we will try and sort them with their matching pair under the whole and part. Now before we get started, because I did speak about it a little bit with our fruit and our all our yummy food, I want you to have a think about what the word whole means. And then I want you to have a bit of a think about what the word part means, and have a quick discussion with someone that's at home. Maybe have a bit of a think, a bit of a chat. Whole is something in its entirety. It hasn't been broken up into parts or pieces, a bit like how I cut my apple in half and my orange in half. It hasn't been cut up yet, it hasn't been broken up yet. And then part is parts of those, okay? They're the bits that have been broken up, and we can put them back together so that it becomes a whole again. Now let's have a look at some of these pictures. And some of the pictures have made me really hungry. So we'll have a look. I'm going to go for the yummiest looking one first. We're going to have a look at the cake, and it's got raspberries on top. It's a chocolate cake, which is my favourite. This one here is a whole cake. It hasn't had any pieces cut out of it yet. So it goes under the whole label. It hasn't been cut up yet. It hasn't had any parts taken away. So I'm going to, if I can find my glue tack. Whoop, where have I started? Hang on, boys and girls, 2 seconds. There we go. I am going to stick my cake under the whole heading because it's not been cut up, it's still a full cake. Yum. I think I could give that a good go at eating that by myself. Now your job is to have a go at matching up the picture that we have here that goes under the part. So the one that matches up with this cake, but it's part of the cake, so a slice of cake. See if you can have a go at that now. Which one is it? I can see mine here, but I'm going to give you a chance to have a go. Oh, there it is. A slice of chocolate cake. So that is part. That is a part of our cake. Beautiful. Let's have a look at another one. We'll do a couple and then I'm going to get you to go ahead and have a go at the rest on your own. What else am I going to do? Oh, yum, I love these. We've got a bag of fantails. Hands up if you've ever eaten fantails. They are yummy. Very yummy. They're a bit chewy. You've got to be careful with your teeth though. What I want you to do now, boys and girls, I want you to close your eyes and I want you to have a think about what a part of this would look like. Have a think. Before you look at the pictures, have a think about what you think a part of that would look like. Because we've got our whole bag of fantails just here, so it's going under our whole picture. I want you to think about what a part of that would look like. It's one of the lollies or one of the chocolates in the bag. That is part of the bag. I think I'd eat more than that if I was eating them. So we're going to pop that one under part. Oh, let's have a look at another one. Oh, this one's a good idea. Hands up if you like drinking milk on its own. I've never been able to. I'm sure it's good for you, but I can't do it. A glass of milk. That is a full glass of milk. So that one goes in the whole column. That is a whole glass of milk. just here. Now I want you to have a go at finding half a glass of milk. So one that is half full. If you were pouring yourself a glass of milk and I asked you to pour half a glass of milk, what would it look like? Can you find that in one of the pictures? There it is. Beautiful. Alrighty, I'm going to do one more and then I'm going to pause the video and I'll get you to pause the video. I want you to go ahead and have a go at the rest of the pictures, matching them up. You don't have to glue them in or anything because you can play a game with them later, which I'll explain in a second. But you'll pause the video, have a go, and then when you press play, it'll flash up with all of them in the right column and you can check if you got them all right. Okay, we'll do one more. Let me see. This one's a bit funny. Let's do this one. I've got a red car, a whole red car. It's not in parts. It's a whole red car. So I'm going to put that under our whole column. I think red cars are pretty cool. A red car just there. Now I want you to close your eyes and have a think about what part of a red car would look like, or half of a red car. I hope you haven't seen one of those, but I do have a picture here that's quite funny. Have a think, what would it look like? That's half a red car, it's been chopped in half. It's part of a red car, so that one goes under our part column. Golly gosh, imagine if you found that. You can't drive that. That's not going anywhere, is it? There we go, part of a red car. Let's pop that under part. Beautiful. Okay, so you're going to pause that video there and you're going to jump ahead and have a go at sorting all of the pictures out on your own. Remember, whole hasn't been broken up into any parts. It hasn't had any pieces cut out. It hasn't had any lollies or chocolates taken out. It's not a full glass and it's definitely not half a car. Okay, whole is full, all right? And then part are little parts of our whole. So we've got a piece of cake, we've got one chocolate, we've got half a glass of milk, and we've got a car that's been cut in half. Golly gosh. All right, I want you to pause the video and have a go at that now. Hey boys and girls. Okay, so we've done these top ones already up to the car. I've started off with the girl here. That's whole. And the one that matches that one is half of the face. So we can just see her chin and her lips. So that's part of this picture. Now next one we've got the lemon. And then the one that matches it, so we've got our whole lemon and then part of the lemon is a lemon slice. I know someone in our class that actually likes eating lemons on their own. I think they're a bit too sour for me, but each to their own. We've got a carton of eggs just here. And then part of that, so that's a whole carton of eggs, the entire carton is full. And then part of that, we've got just one of the eggs. Hands up if you like eggs. I do, I really like scrambled eggs. And then over here we've got a really yummy looking chocolate chip cookie. It's a full chocolate chip cookie, no bites taken out of this one. And then over here we've got our chocolate chip cookie cut in half. So that is part of our whole chocolate chip cookie. Next up we've got our pink flower. It's a whole flower. I think it's a very pretty flower too. And then on this side we have got part of the flower. The flower picture has been cut in half. It's got part of the flower. Over here we've got a hat. Hands up if you've seen a hat like this before. I have, I own one. And then on this side we've got the hat cut in half. That's not going to keep the sun off all of your face, is it? It's only going to keep the sun off half your face. Golly gosh. Over here we've got an orange, same as the one that I cut up before, but they've cut it into a smaller part, so not just half of the orange, they've cut it into a slice of orange, just there. Then we've got our crayon. half of a crayon. Then over this side we've got our glasses, just there. And then we've got glasses that are cut in half. That's not very useful, is it? It's part of our whole glasses. It's been cut in half. And lucky last, we've got a tube of toothpaste. I'm sure you've all seen one of these before. And then on this side, we can see the actual toothpaste inside, so that's part of our whole tube of toothpaste. Beautiful. Sorry, it's a bit tricky to see on the video. I can move it in a bit closer so you can see all the ones that are sat on either side. There you go. Beautiful. So your next job, boys and girls, actually before I say that, what you can do with all of these now, you can actually play a game. Do you remember in class how we were playing the memory flip game where you put them all upside down on the floor and you've got to try and match them up? So maybe you could play with mum or dad or one of your siblings and you've got to flip one of the cards and then flip another card and you've got to try and match them up. So for example, if I was playing and I flipped over the chocolate cake, the full chocolate cake, the whole chocolate cake that we started with, and then I flipped over the piece of cake, I get to keep those because they're a pair. But if I didn't pick this one and I picked the milk, they're not a pair, so I've got to turn them back over and wait for my turn to come around again. Whoever gets the most pairs at the end is the winner. Beautiful. Alrighty. Your next job, you should have received a sheet that looks like this. That one there. I want you to have a go at matching them up. So it says draw lines to match the part to the whole. Okay, so it's very similar to what you've just done with the pictures, but instead of using the pictures, I want you to do it with a pen or a pencil or a texter or whatever you have at home, and you need to draw a line from the cake. So that's a part of a cake, and you need to draw a line to a whole cake, the one that matches it. So see how you go with that. I can't wait to see some pictures of how you went. Thanks, guys. Bye.